Morning, everyone. Just gone out. Lie down. Just as I thought, why did they do that? I don't know. Plants. It's weird. It's like they think I'm going to tell them to do something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still waking up. As I said, about 8:05. Watched the sunset last night, as you saw, and that was close to 10 o'clock. Settled down about 11:15. Sorry, a bit croaky. Used my mum phase 30 as a quilt, which I've been using. Feet in the foot box, just turn it over as such, and it made a great quilt. But the thing is, this is really thin. This quilt is a thin quilt. It's not for cold temperatures. I think it's for around the 0 mark. Yeah. To be honest, I would say it's between that comfort and limits. So it's say 3 degrees. Yeah. And I was warm. I kept waking up a bit sweaty, so I'd throw it off, and then it was too cool. You know, and I just couldn't get a happy medium. But I got plenty of sleep. Just kept waking up probably about every hour. So one thing I have noticed since I've been up here, it never gets dark. I wake up at 1 o'clock. It's still light. There was still like a slight sunset in the distance, and didn't need no candle. I had the candle ready, and at no time did it get dark. You know what I mean? This room always had some light in it. Got up at 1:30, I think, 1:45 to feed the dogs. I know, crazy, isn't it? It's very grey out. Fed them. I walk around just outside, get some fresh air. Nothing doing. One thing I must say about this Bothy, it's so quiet. Once the sheep kind of settle at night, I don't know what they do. They clear off somewhere and just settle down. There's not a movement inside the Bothy, not a creak, not a groan. The wind completely died, so the midges did come out when I was watching the sunset, as you saw. Nothing terrible though. But you hear the saying, you could hear a penny drop. Well, forget that. I reckon I could have heard a feather drop. It was that quiet. All you got in the distance is the slight, like, humming or a static noise of the river flowing, but it's very, very faint, so it don't get on your nerves. But it's one of the quietest Bothys I've ever slept in. Normally there's like a rattle somewhere, or, you know, maybe a mouse running around somewhere. This was really, really quiet. These two had plenty of sleep. They settled down as soon as we got the Bothy about 4 o'clock yesterday. Within 5 o'clock they was resting. So they've basically rested since 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon to now. He's got his voice for over 12 hours. Stella was a bit stiff when she got up, but she'll run that off. That'll loosen up. Anything else to tell you? Don't know. If you're in this area and you want to stop at a Bothy, but it does get used quite a bit. But I would recommend this Bothy, but 10 out of 10. As Bothys goes, I'm trying to think, is it the best? I mean, Peamanak or Peamanish, I don't know how it's pronounced, when it was open to, you know, it's a private one now, with the seafront and that Bothy, that was my favourite. And I can see why it's now been turned into a private Bothy. But Curvaig's nice, and you got the bay, but no, I think this one's better. And don't forget, you got Sandwood Bay just around the corner there, so you're not far away from the sea. So I would say this is one of my favourites. I like Glenpeen, I must admit, because of the views and the location. So this is up there. So I would well recommend it. You will have some marsh to go through if you come from Sandwood Bay. I think there's probably, you could go over the tops, but it'd be hard, I think, coming harder. So one funny thing is the sheep are quiet all night, and then about 5 o'clock, 1 or 2 make a little noise, but then they seem to settle down again. And then about 7 o'clock, I thought I'd try and lie in to 8, you know, just to get as much sleep as I can and much rest, because I've got this 10-hour drive. And they went all round the front of this buffet, all calling, all making a racket, just to say, come on, get up, you lazy sod. Oh dear, waking up, right, I've got to do breakfast and start packing kit. The main aim is to feed the dogs early, their lunch, which normally gets fed at 11. I'll feed them about 10. And I want to be leaving this buffet about 11. So they've had their food, they've had the rest, and then we can move out. I don't want to go too early because I don't want to get to the car park too early. But all that can change if the weather kind of does anything. Me personally, at the moment, it looks like it's just going to stay overcast and might have some bright spells. What will happen in the afternoon is another thing, because this could all blow over. Or it could get worse. But anyway, we shall see. So for now, I'm going to have a cup of coffee and start packing the bedding away. Lazy me, eh? Right, chat to you in a bit. That's how quiet this place is. Beautiful. So quiet. Once the sheep moves on. Trying to brighten up outside. There's no wind. So I'm not going out at the moment. I've been out once. There was a few midges about. And I brought them in with me. I don't want to bring them in with me because they chase me around the room. But just waiting for a breeze, having a coffee, packing the gear. I'm in no rush. Especially if it stays like this. I don't want to get to the car till about 2, 3-ish at the earliest. I want to be driving later in the evening when it's quieter on the roads, because I do believe it's Saturday. I've lost days. Yeah, Saturday. All the food I brought in, I've ate, except for one dessert, which I'm not going to use because they're valuable. They are the dehydrated puddings, and some coffee sachets and some emergency noodles, just in case I got stuck out for 12 hours longer than I needed to be. Dogs have got extra meal each, so that worked to plan, and that's what I do. So I'll probably give them double helpings in a minute. So that's used up, and they've earned it anyway. And we're near to the car. Used the tent once. Didn't mind using the buffies at all because they've been very quick. I mean, this one's had no one around, and the other one had the guy called Chris, the cyclist. Oh, that's one other thing. I was chatting to him, and I said, you know, he cycles. He's from London. And he cycles all over Scotland by himself. He does have friends and all that, but I mean, obviously, work commitments and all that means sometimes he has to do it by himself. So we were chatting about what he does. He was chatting about, and he was showing. We were swapping pitch photos. It was quite funny in a way. How, you know, two strangers suddenly meet, you know, and suddenly we're on the same kind of wavelength. Even though he's more interested in the cycling side, whereas I'm interested in the hiking. And that's what I said to him. I said, "Isn't it great that in these areas, especially like Scotland, you've got People are doing the Munros. Some people are doing the hiking. Some people are doing the cycling. You know, all different modes of outdoor activities. Yet when they meet up, no one's big-headed about one thing over the other. You know, we all intermingle, we all communicate with each other, we all get on, and there's no ego system kicking in. You know what I mean? In general, I mean, I know you're gonna have the odd fool. You know what I mean? But I think it's just nice that we can all talk and listen to each other and share photos and talk about our tales and have some funny laughs. And I was telling him about some of my stories, and he was telling me, I mean, like the night before when I was pitched on Sandwood Bay, he was pitched, I can't remember what he told me. He did tell me, sorry, but mine's gone. But he pitched in amongst these ruins because the winds were so strong, he said. I said, yeah, I know. I was up on Sandwood Bay. He showed me his pitch, and he's pitched in amongst these ruins with a great big stone chimney over looming over his tent. I said, my God, if the winds had picked up a little bit more and that chimney had gone, it would have been flattened. And we were laughing about it, and he says, nah, it's been up hundreds of years, so it'll be fine. And then I showed him where I was, up on Sandwood Bay on the hill there in the open, and we were just couldn't believe how strong the winds had been, you know, even though the forecast about 20, 25, they were getting over that at times. And then he was chatting, and he says, because it was, again, the winds were very strong, even at 8 o'clock in the morning, he says, I'm going to be, do you think there is? I says, to be honest, I don't think so, not the way they're going. I think you're going to be hitting it head on. So he's, you know, he wished me good luck going across the moors, and I said, you enjoy a few days, because I think he's got about a week, another 6 days, something like that. But that's the only communication, apart from meeting a couple of people at the lighthouse, that I've had in the 4 days. And it's all been pleasant, you know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I do this kind of thing. I like the peace, I like the solitude, I love the wilderness, the remoteness. But I also do like meeting the odd people you do get to meet, and when I say the odd, I mean one or two. I don't mean odd and strange. One or two people you meet in the Bothies and on your travels, because they're normally the down-to-earth people, the people with the good minds and good hearts. They seem to be more well-balanced and level-headed. Again, I'm not foolish enough to believe that everyone's like that. I mean, you will get the oddball, but I mean, that's life, isn't it? So today I walked back to the car with the monsters. I like to call them tick magnets, but they didn't pick anything up. Well, Stella did, she squashed one. And then it's back to civilization. What have we got planned next? I don't know. I do have an idea where I go next, but I don't know when it'll be. Again, I like to give Stella about 3 or 4 weeks rest, make sure nothing's happened and no reactions or anything like that. And then I'll shoot off again. I do know where I'm going. Well, I have a good idea, but I need a map. I nearly went there this time, but I didn't have a map. And common sense says, even though you've got an Android phone, always have a map. Because if things go bad, you need to be able to sit down and look. And if your batteries die on your Android phone, you're completely lost, aren't you? Right. I know I'm rambling again. I'm just trying to waste time. Sorry, I don't mean that in a bad way with you. I just think all the things are covered, so I don't forget anything. Again, I'm just doing this to show people that might want to do it. You know what I mean? And have good ideas of what they'd always wanted to do, but never thought of doing it, or something's put them off, or they're a bit apprehensive, or, you know, a bit too cautious. Common sense says, say, where I came across yesterday was all remote moorland. You've got to have experience to do that kind of thing. I mean, you can't go down to your local outdoor shop, pick up a load of bits and then shoot off onto that moorland. You'll get lost. And you've got to make sure your navigation skills are really good. If not good, at least have a couple of devices like a GPS. Don't just use a smartphone, because if you hold your smartphone out to check where you are and it drops and it hits the rocks or it goes in the spog or something like that, that's it. your smartphone's gone. You know what I mean? And trust me, it can happen. And what will happen is then you've got no navigation device at all. And that's why I say don't rely always on a smartphone. Start using maps and a compass. At least do some practice with it. You know what I mean? So that when you come out of these places, you'll be safe. But and if you're doing like me, I always advise people to have a personal locator beacon. It's not being pansy. It's not being soft. It's not being a bit wimpy. It's just protecting yourself. And again, I was chatting with that guy, Chris, at Strathchailleach Bothy. He had one. He was sending messages to his family. It's just a reassurance. It's a safety mechanism. It's not something to take over your safety. It's something to have as a backup. Because if things go wrong, you're going to need to be found. You know what I mean? Or you're going to need help at least. Too many people have come out here and got completely lost and probably been in real messes. You know what I mean? And people have been searching for days. At the moment, the weather's been good, but even you saw yesterday, even with really nice sunshine, crazy winds. I mean, this landscape and landscapes like this in Scotland, you just don't know what you're getting. You can look in your forecast and it can say sunny, 20 to 25 winds. You get out there, it's plus 30, you know what I mean? You just don't know. But, yeah, I'm showing the Bothys. As I said, I've gone talked in the past and people have complained about people showing Bothys because they say they get too many visitors and people ruin them. Look, we can't be responsible for people's actions. If these Bothys don't get seen, then only a select few will get to use these Bothys. And I don't think that's fair. I think future generations, it's okay someone having the personal experience of where all the secret Bothys are or where some of the Bothys are, and not passing them on to anyone else and keeping them all private because they want their own little private world. But I don't think that's fair. Share. Get future generations out there exercising, enjoying the wilderness, the countryside, just life in general, fresh air, you know. And try your hardest to pass on, keep the place tidy, leave no trace. You're going to get the odd idiot. That's life. Generations, there's always been idiots, you know what I mean, over the hundreds of years. We are not going to change mankind overnight, and it's never going to happen. So for people that say, yeah, too many people are visiting Bothys, well, that should be a good thing in one way. You know, that means people are getting out and doing the right thing rather than staying at home watching TVs and playing on social media for the rest of their lives. Because it's so beautiful. These areas are so beautiful. And you need to get out and experience it because we only live once. I will one day have to stop doing this. God knows when. Hopefully it's not soon. But when I do, and my dogs are no longer with me, I can sit in my own person's home or in my armchair at home or wherever it may be and look back on some of these videos and look back at some of these photos and God, I'll remember the memories. It'll bring smiles to my faces. It won't bring sadness, it brings so much smiles. So, you know, get out there, enjoy yourself. Do what you want to do. It doesn't have to be hiking. It doesn't have to be going up Munros. It doesn't have to be cycling. It might be something else. But go out and do it. And that's why I say live the dream, because so many years I did go through a phase where I wasn't doing none of this. And I kind of, it wasn't, I'd let myself go. It was the fact I was lazy. I got sucked into a void where I didn't realise I was being so lazy. And it's so easy to get sucked into. And again, it's good for people that have depression or, have dark moments in their life. These are the places you need to come out and get some fresh air. It'll clear your brain out and it'll make you feel much better. You'll come back 100 times better, I guarantee. So that's all I can say, and that's why I do these videos and show them. And I know, like I was listening back to some of the video I made yesterday. Because of the wind noise, it's terrible. It's 30 miles per hour. But I could put sweet music all over that. And people go, oh, that's nice. But what I want to do is show what it's like. I want you to see the wind. I want you to see the rain when it's coming down. I want you to see the snow. I want you to see the sun as well, you know. I want you to see everything. I don't want to polish it off. And I haven't wanted... I've been taking photos and a bit of video with a camera, but I don't want to go down the track of turning these into serial videos of just me playing music all the time and making everything look like something you've seen on a cinema. You know what I mean? There's millions of people doing that on YouTube. I'm just giving you a fly on the wall kind of aspect of this. So for the people that like to see what happens and what we get up to, and nothing's cut out, you know what I mean? I don't cut snippets out to hide them or anything like that and say, I'll just show the good bits. I just want to show everything and then let people make their mind up. And some people will look at my videos and go, oh, it's boring, he's just rambling or whatever, I can't be bothered with that. That's fine, I don't mind that. But for the people that want to learn, you know, where the Bothys are, what they're like, the trails I use, the routes I go, the weather, the conditions, the terrain, stuff like that, that they can use for maybe the Cape Wrath Trail or other hikes they're doing, then that's all I want to do. So, yes, I know it was a long ramble, but I'm trying to explain myself, and because I know my videos are not like other people's videos, but I'm not trying to make them like other people's videos, and I never will, you know. I put, you'll see sometimes I'll put little segments, separate segments, short ones of the scenery and some music, but that's just for that little segment. That's just a snippet of the places I've been. That's all it's ever going to be. I'm not going to do like a 30-minute video of nice music, me prancing around in front of a camera going, hi, hello, you know, kind of presenting myself. I'm not into that. It's not my way. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying it's not my way. I'm here to help others and to show. And I hope others will follow what I've done, you know, some of the trails. But again, make sure you've got experience and you've got a safety gear and kit. You know what I mean? Don't take risks. Right. Wasn't a ramble. It's me wasting some time on Bothy, but also trying to explain myself. Because I know what people say. Oh, you know, I don't get to see the guy. I don't get to, he doesn't do this. I mean, his videos might be a bit noisy. They've got wind noise and, I don't like all that. You know, I mean, it's not the point for me. The point is I'm trying to present the video as I want it. I want it raw. I want it basic. I want it like, you know, if it's snowing and sleeting and you know, there's a wind roar, I want you to get that feeling so that you know that's what it is. Because you'll get a great shock if you come out of these places and watch all these videos and they're all polished and you don't see hardly any badness, you know what I mean? Except a guy or a lady sitting in a tent with the wind blowing. I mean, we've all seen them videos. I mean, it's fine. You can't get the feel of that, can you? You can hear the noise in the background. How about stand outside the tent with the rain and take a video? You know what I mean? It'd be impossible because of the noise, but at least you would get that feeling. Anyway, I'm going now. It's been 15 minutes. Oh my God. I'm going to have to cut these videos into like segments of 40s or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. Right, I'm going for now. 9:20. It's trying to brighten up, but hey, I'll live with this. It's warm and a little breeze is starting to pick up just as I'm chatting, but it's nothing like yesterday. A few midges about, but I put DEET on, and I think that combined with how few midges, I'm not getting bothered. I did get bit by some horsefly under my arm. I don't think I'll focus, but anyway. As if you're interested. But yeah, I think it's going to be all right. Might rain later on, but I don't think it's going to rain in the next few hours. By that I mean probably not till after lunchtime, and we'll be setting off just before then, so might be lucky, it might hold off, but nothing to worry about. Sheep still in my front garden, as you can see. I'll shoo them away in a minute so when the dogs come out they don't panic them or anything. I mean, look at the views. I was just thinking a minute ago. Sorry, I'm having these kind of spur of the moment things. You know what's been great about this adventure, apart from being out in nature, being with the dogs, being in remoteness, being in the peace with the beautiful weather. Oh, I could go on. But you know what other good thing is? I haven't had to wear a damn mask the 4 days. I was thinking the other day, you know, it must be great for the people that live nearby that can just travel this and do this all the time. But then I thought, no, because when you've got it on your doorstep, yeah, you appreciate it and you love it, but you don't experience that awesomeness, that kind of beauty that when you live in a city and you travel up here maybe once a month and you see this, it's just like unbelievably awesome. You know what I mean? It's gobsmacking, you know. And I think that's why I enjoy it even more, because I live in a concrete city and I come to this, yeah, this, and to think, you know, a guy used to live here for all those years. All he had was, there's a peat bank over the other side of the river, a dry one. It's one of the, probably the best ones in Scotland, so I was reading. I don't know if that's true, but so he lived off the peat as a source of heat and boiling water and cooking and stuff like that. But he had just the river for water. He had no electricity. He had no deliveries or no internet or anything like that, and I'm sure he didn't want it. But and this is where he lived. This is his world, and he was a very happy man, I think. And to walk 21-mile round trip to get your supplies. Midges are coming. They've found me. It's just unbelievable. Especially as you're getting in the later years. I know that for a fact. So, imagine, I mean, I'm doing it as a pleasure. He was doing it as a survival. So imagine carrying your potatoes or your veg, your toiletries, anything you needed that was a bit bulky and heavy in a bag or rucksack or whatever, and carry it 21 miles across this landscape, through the hot weather, through the rain, through the winters, through the ice and frost and the bitter snow, bitter wind, sorry. But imagine the snowdrifts. That's what I can't get over. Here, this kind of place would get snowdrifts, really deep ones, when winter hits. You know, you could be down the bay there and probably see no snow. But up here, amongst the hills here, you'll probably get terrible snow. So, and that's only a matter of maybe a mile. So, hats off to the guy. He was hardcore, he was. Makes us look very weak and feeble, doesn't he? So I won't complain about a 30, 40 pound bat again. All I do is remember Sandy from here. I'd love to be able to pronounce this Bothy name. It's Strathchailleach or Stray something. I will put the name up, but I'm just doing it injustice by butchering the name. I mean, who brings a football up here? I suppose you could play football on this, but it's a bit soft and boggy. So, I'm doing this while the dogs are inside, so I can actually talk to you and actually show you around without me stopping every 10 seconds telling Rebel to behave and not eat the sheep poo. There's my neighbours, noisy neighbours. Asbos for them all. Do these do still asbos? Beautiful. And that's the only noise I heard, but it was very faint when you're inside the building. As I say, the wind did die down now. Yeah, there's supposed to be a peat bank somewhere over there. I don't know. There's stepping stones. There's a map drawn. I don't know if that's it on the far side. It's supposed to be a dry peat bank. Maybe it's in there. I don't know. I know nothing about peat. I'm gonna have to look that up. So if I ever have to burn it, I know what I'm doing. And it shows how low. I think it's very dry in this area. The whole area, I mean the Cape Wrath area. Because yes, there's water flowing, but not as much as I'd expect. You can see how low it is because of the rocks. I bet in winter it's right up. Really surprised. Because we're only just entering summer. And it's bone dry now. So God knows what it'll be like in a couple of months' time. I could sit here and talk to you all day, trust me. And you're probably saying, yeah, I bet you could. Right, I better go. So last bit's out, feed dogs, pack up and get ready to move out. Still no breeze though. And the midges today are not too bad. They started coming out yesterday. I think they're more visible, or they show themselves more in the evenings. I think they hunker down ready for the bright sun they expect to come. I think it will brighten up, you know. Right, I'm going in. Hope I haven't bored you. Right, it's 25 past 10, whilst I'm wasting some time. I've got another 20 so minutes to waste. I showed my Crux AK-70 pack. Looks a bit grubby. It's been everywhere. Been meaning to use this pack for about a year and a half, but then COVID came and everything all changed. And when I did get out, I was carrying such big loads that this wouldn't be good enough because the shoulder padding's quite thin. But for between 30 and 40 pounds, it's perfect. You can carry heavier. I mean, if you look on their site, they say you can carry up 70, or I think someone's saying 90. I'm not sure about that. Lie down, rebel. You wouldn't like to, because all the stress would be, I mean, the waist belt's brilliant and it cinches nice and tight, but you still feel it on your shoulders. But it did come with a lid. I took the lid off, and these two clips here, that one there and that one there, would meet in the middle and clip together, and then you put the top strap over. But what I did is, it came with an extra shoulder strap for, you know, a chest strap, sorry. So what I did is I attached that and put this strap to that clip, and that strap to that. So then I've got it like some Zape packs have, you know what I mean, where it's rolled over, folded, and then cinch both sides. And I find that works brilliant. And if you wanted to, you could put your jacket in there if you need it in a hurry, and carry it like that way. Obviously, it's only got little pockets, very tiny pockets on the side. So I've got mosquito net and midge repellent on that one. And this one, I've got my personal locator beacon, so I can grab it quickly if I needed it. But it's made of a Kevlar material. I can't remember what the other one, it might have been Cordura or something like that, but I'm only guessing. So basically, you could throw this off a cliff. Your gear would get wrecked inside, but the pack would still be fine. It is, as I say, a climbing rucksack. Hiking wise, as I say, between 30 and 40, you'll get away with it, because I was carried it for 14 miles yesterday nearly. And yes, I was starting to feel the shoulders, I must admit, but that was something to do with the wind, the terrain, the heat, and, you know, I've been going for 3 days, you know. But brilliant. Does the job for the lighter loads when I go light, or if I'm planning to go long distances and hard terrain. Now, this panel at the back is just like a foam panel with a bit of wording saying Crux, but I guess that's trying to provide some ventilation. I've got to say, I was sweaty all over because of the weather conditions. I was sweaty on my chest, I was sweaty on my hips. It was nothing to do with the pack. It was just the weather. So you're going to get sweaty when you're out in summer anyway. I found this, it's pretty basic hip belt, but I found this to be brilliant. Really, really hard wearing and really good. You know, just simple clip. You know what I mean? But it really cinches nice and tight. There's obviously no hip pockets. Carried the camera on there, had no issues. The only time I had a problem was this strap for, cinching the pack tight to your back. I found that was getting in the way of my camera. I knew that pack was tilting one side. I've just looked at that. I thought I'd cinched that tight. Look at the difference against that one. I thought I'd cinched that tight enough. I obviously hadn't. During the day when I was hiking yesterday, I thought it was because of the camera. It was tilting slightly. And I thought, luckily the waist belt is really cinched, it's really tight, so you don't really feel it. But I did notice the pack. And the other thing that gets on my nerves, this is a great hold hander to throw on your shoulder, you know what I mean? But I tend to find that kind of dangles on your back of your neck, so it can be irritating. I mean, if I put the top strap over it, then I've got nowhere to grab the pack, so, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But the pack without the lid comes in, I think, bang on £3. But you don't need no rain cover or anything. This is totally waterproof, and I've had it in the shower and tested it and just hosed it down, and no water got in at all. And with the way I've rolled the top of the pack and then cinched it down, no rain will get in. So, and I just like the idea of having an open pack and everything just goes in. I don't like being messed about, you know what I mean? Again, the Borer 80 that I got, the Architect's Borer 80, I love that top lid because I can just unclip all ends and just take the lid off. So that puts the lid to one side, and then I can still use the pack as the one big, compartment as such. So I'm trying to waste time, but I thought I'd show you the pack because, again, you don't see much of it and much talk about these packs. And very brief videos I've seen on, and I don't know why. They are highly priced. I think this one, I guess, is £300 something, which is crazy. I don't really think about it. It's because of the materials, and it is made well made. But you might see them on eBay, maybe going £200, because they are, as I say, very rare. I got this at a bargain. I never pay top price. That's what I do. I get rid of some gear, like the Hillebergs I sold, because I rate Hillebergs, they're good, but I still think that Fjallraven Abisko shape is better than any Hilleberg nailer by far. And that's my personal opinion. But, everyone to their own. Yeah. I'll show you around here before I do lock up. It's all tidy in here. I'm going to give this a sweep. We've got no brush. We've got a handmade brush. Someone's handmade it. I'll close that door. Dog bowls I've got right up there. Dry. In. First chance of freedom you'll be out there after looking at the shade. I never use this room. When you come to Bothy's, you always want to. I took a protein bar that was sitting on there. I thought, I don't know if I'll touch it because it was dusty. But when I looked at the date, it was in date, and I'll tell you what, it tasted beautiful. Oh, I've got to get rid of that tomato because it will rot. When you come into Bothy's and you take something like I did with the protein bar, you always feel as you've got to put something back. So what I've done, I've given a lighter that's more or less full. I don't know if you can see that. And this one's out. I tried this one. This one's not working. Well, it wasn't like yesterday. It's got a spark that's not firing, it's empty. So that will come in valuable for people that haven't got matches or it's been raining to start their fires later on. Because in summer you can get chilly nights. The bobble hat's still here. Sandy didn't come for it. I've given Sandy his slippers back. I'm guessing they're Sandy's. Don't know if them photos were Sandy when he was older. Probably are. And he's supposed to be the spirit that roams around Sandwich Bay, so some say. And this is his paintings, I think. As I say, not my taste, but hey, everyone to their own, isn't it? There's my handmade brush that I've got to sweep out in a minute. And someone's made it. I filled in the Bothy book. As I say, I will get rid of that tomato just to attract vermin or flies or whatever, and we don't want smells. All you can smell in here is peat. Smell of peat. Right, I'll get rid of that tomato in a minute when the dogs are not looking after. I have to lob that. I'm sorry, I don't eat tomatoes. I have arthritis, and since I laid off tomatoes, my arthritis has ceased more or less. In you. They say it can aggravate arthritis. I don't know if that's true. Outside's all tidy, just the dog bowl's got to go in. Sheep droppings everywhere. I did find that bank before, you know, because people might come up here and want to know a bit. So, football's still here and they're not having it. See where they turn it, Rebel, Stella, leave that. See where the turn and the bend in the river is, right on the far side. I don't know if you can see, just about another 50 yards to the left on the other side of the river. There's a dry peat bank, and that's where it is, where you can dig it. And that's where people are dumping it. I didn't use any. There's more enough there for anyone to have a fire for a night, and there's enough already stacked inside the room. So it's trying to rain, but it's spitting. I mean, even if you've got rain, you wouldn't want a jacket on. It's mild, it's quite warm, and the breeze, there's a slight breeze picking up, so that's going to get rid of the midges. That's why I'm hanging on. Didn't fancy walking through there whilst it was dead. Dogs have been fed. Nothing to tidy around. That was hanging. I don't know what that was for. Maybe someone had it as a clothesline, something like that. Rebel, thank you. Nothing in there. It's just a wall that's collapsed, and you've seen, I took some photos and video. There's a stag's head, antlers or whatever. Right, that's it. I'm gonna bung that tomato when the dogs are not looking. Sorry, I don't like throwing anything out, but I can't eat it, and if I leave it in there and no one comes for the next couple of days, it's going to go manky, and that will attract flies. Right, in you two, and I'll get rid of that. In, and then I've got to sweep the floor. That's it. Oh, one last thing before I do. I knew there was something else. This is so low. This, don't know if I can make it smart. There you go. That head beam and the one in there is so low. So if you wear a hood or a hat, you will forget to look at that. I did it. I put my hood on, my puffer jacket last night, and bang, straight away, bang, in the other one straight away. Two big bangs. Didn't half hurt. So remember that beam is really low. I mean, really low. I mean, it's catching me at my eyebrows. Right, you two, in, and then we'll get ready to go in a minute. Right, that's us moving out. Doors all bolted and nice and solid. No sheep can get in. The odd deer. I haven't seen no deer around here. And we're heading back towards Sandwood Bay, which is that away. So it is 5 to 11. I said leave at 11. It's 5 to. Hopefully we can cross this river. It swings round, but I don't want to go the long way all the way back round there. So I'll see you further on. No breeze and a few midges, but I'm sure once we get near the bay, the midges will clear up because it'll be breezy there. So I'm just doing a straight line at the moment and then seeing if I can cross somewhere. Or am I going to get stuck straight away? Right, I'll get back to you. Good start. Coming out of the Bothy, making a beeline straight for Sandwood Bay. All around there there's swamp, so you can't get across. So I had to double back and come across the river. I'm still making a beeline for Sandwood Bay. Not going over the ridge, going between. But, and now there's a breeze. Oh, thank God for that. It's been very muggy. We're in a dip there. Or it feels like we're in a dip. Because there was no breeze over there. But as soon as I came up here, I started getting a breeze. And back there, the midges should have got us, but there was no midges. Again. Really, really weird. But that's nice. It cools us down now. Because it was sticky. So it will rain later. Definite. Whew. Right. That's the general direction we go. We'll follow the trail, but we'll end up there. I'm not trying to go over the river. Well, I might. I might go straight to them rocks and then have a view and see where I'll go from there. Rather than go down, maybe I have to go up. I know that side. I've walked along that side many a time, but I want to see if I can make a shortcut. I don't know. Everything's telling me to go there, but we'll see. I'll decide in a minute. There's the Bothy roof. I'm getting there now. I think I'll stick for the gap there because there's a fence and I've got to get dogs over a fence. And there's a sty, a 3-step sty. I can get the dogs to walk up and climb over. Rebel, leave your head. You had no ticks yesterday. I don't want any today. Yeah, the sea air, the breeze is coming in off the coast. That's why we weren't getting it down there, because of all the hills in the way. It's like belly down the Bothy is. Sorry if I'm spinning around too fast. Very sticky. Definitely going to get rain, so we choose a good 4 days to come out. And we're going to go out just before, I think. Right, so that's where we're going. Totally opposite of yesterday, breeze-wise. Unbelievable, isn't it? Bothy in the far distance. Slight breeze every now and then, which we need. It's gasping weather. Yesterday, 30 plus. Today, not even one. Look at the leaves. Look, hardly moving. I'm sweating like a bucket. Right, I've got to keep an eye open for a fence and then find that sty. If I cut up there, I might have the sty. I might have all the trouble yesterday trying to get the dogs over and getting twanged with barbed wire. There you go. Salmon Bay's over there. There's another cove there. If the tide's out, I can get down to that cove and save a lot of hassles and then get round. So instead of going down and up, down and up. Noisy neighbours at the top. And I've lost the Bothy. It's probably sunk now, and well, Bothy's generally in that direction. I can zoom in and see it. Is that it? Might be it. In the middle. Well, it's round there anyway. So get down here, round that lip, rather than go over the tops, and pick a spot where we're going to cross that fence. I want to get where the sty is. As I say, if the tide's out, I can walk along the beach and round. Look at him. Round the lip, which was back there. Still ain't seen the fence, it's there. It's probably further along. Oh, I can see over there, there's the fence. Now I wonder if I can get down to the cove, but I won't know. Damn. If the tide's out, I can get to the cove and then go walk round and miss the fence out. If not, I'm going to have to go a long way. So I'm going to have to play this as I go. But I think I'll take that right hand track rather than that one. That one looks boggy. This is where the Cape Rafters will be leaving trails as such. And then cut across, and then if I can see the tide out at any time, I'll try and take a shortcut and round, rather than go over them hills where we camped last time. But we'll see. Beautiful. No rain yet. Every minute there's no rain, that's a bonus, isn't it? Well, we came across there on the other side of the river, following a trail that obviously Cape Rafters are left, and then it ends and there's just mud, deep mud, and you can see footprints where people are gone. So I thought, sod that. So I backtracked, crossed the river on that side, and then came up here. Then we got to cross it again. There's a trail here where people cross. Now if this was in Spate, you'd never cross it. And the fence is on our left. I'm keeping an eye for the sty, but I'm also keeping an eye, see how the tide is. If it's out, then we can get down to the cove and round. So that's what we're doing now. There's the cove. Looks like the tide's in. I can't really make out, and I can't see anything over the crest, but here's our stepping stone, so I think we'll use the stepping stones. Play safe. Get all the way down there, find the tide's in, we'll cut off because there's a point just below that ridge there that the tide comes right up to, so we'll be cut off. I'm not doing that. We've done well so far, and there's a little bridge we got to go across. Someone put, oh, there's one here as well. I might use that one, that looks a better one. You two, Rebel, Stella, Booze, Stella, Booze. I don't know what they're hunting. Sorry for shouting. Sun's trying to come out, but I'm not complaining because it's nice and cool. The breeze is now hitting us here, but it's no more than about 5-8 miles an hour, which is nice. Doesn't that look beautiful? So it looks like we'll be walking down the way we came in, which is no problem, and that's over there. Right, wish us luck. Oh, wish me luck on that one, getting them over, because they are so clumsy. It was me panicking about them going up and over. They're getting used to it. They went over like easy peasy, even Stella. Not a foot wrong. Usually each step and each step down. Unbelievable. Miracles. Well done, Stella. Well impressed. Right, push onto our rocks and over the crest, which is that way, more or less in line with the needle. See that needle sticking out to sea? Don't ask me what it's called. Right, that's where we're aiming for. Right, I think we'll go for this cove because it looks like there's some beach there. And we can follow around to the left rather than go over the hill there. Whew. Beautiful. There's the crest leading to the other cove. I didn't know how high the tide was, but we will get round now, I think. This one's quite a bigger gap, if you get what I mean, between the sea and the ridge line, or it's rocks, or whatever you like call it. Sorry. How beautiful is that, eh? No one on the beach. Tent back there, I didn't film because I want to keep his or hers privacy, but lovely. Look at Stella, she's turned into a water baby. She's gone. Look at her. They can't wait to have a paddle. I bet it's really refreshing for them. Oops. Can we get round? I hope so, otherwise we've got to go back up. And I don't fancy getting cut off by the sea. I think the tide's going out because it's not the tide. Oh, I don't know. It's high up there, isn't it? I have to have a look. I'm not going to risk anything. Not having 4 days and then trying to wade through seawater as it's coming in. We'll have a look. Oh dear. It's right up to the rocks. You know what that means? We're going to go back. I'm not wading through that. It's going out, I think, but no. It could be about 3-4 feet deep around there. Damn, we got to go back and over the top. Oh dear. I'll let the dogs cool off a minute, as a matter of fact. Well, it's not over till it's over. We're going to come back up and we'll be doing this Z light, going right and then left and over that big mound of rocks there. Hey, Rebel, leave it. He's got his mouth in everything. Sorry for shouting again. Will you stop it? Do my head in. So all being well, if the tide was out, I could have gone down to the first cove, walked all the way along this one, and then got around the corner there to Tampa Bay. I've done it before. Instead, came over the tops, went all the way down to the sand, round the corner, and then I've had to come all the way back and over this mound. Oh, joy. This is just the last little bit to ease you. Nice breeze though up there. Beautiful. And there you go. Sandwood Bay. And I don't think there's anyone on that beach again. There's a couple of tents over there. People being lazy and staying in tents. Wow. And that's where we just come from. There's a track as such. There it goes. In between them rocks. We're Rebel. Just there. God, watch where I'm walking. So if you ever get a chance, use the coves, but it depends how high the tide is, because this tide goes right out. But a minute ago I was paddling with Stella and it came right in one wave and I kind of run, otherwise I would have been shin deep in it. It's okay if you've got no shoes and boots on. I don't want them ruined with salt water as such. Right, follow any tracks now that I've put here. I'm going to be lazy now and just follow the tracks down. My navigation side is over. Whew. Beautiful. And the sun's coming out again. It threatened but with rain, but it's beautiful. Nice and warm and a breeze. Whew. What have I started? Stella, as soon as she sees the sea, she wants to paddle. Bless her. She's done well. She deserves it. So we're going to take a little detour and get her in the sea. She enjoys it. I should be going that way. It's early though. I'm having fun. So we're going to go down to the seafront there. You can see, typical. I go over the tops, the tide's gone out. In that matter of time, I could have got round. Look how quick it goes out. Oh my God. Right. Dogs have just cleared off Stella. Just loves the sea. Find them. I've got to take her all the way out there. Look at them. Oh, crazy. When I was throwing stones the first day, we were walking along this bank here. So all that is where the tide comes up. You can see the rim there. Oh. Hopefully this ain't sinking stones. We'll find out in a minute. If it's too soft, I won't be able to go across. The sperm, because all this is under the seas, right up to that lip there, just short of the ridge line. Let's have a look. Oh, sperm. That's okay. Yep, Stella, you'll get your fun. Whoops, sorry. That's better. Right, we'll start again. There's the point. Its tide's gone out enough now. Typical, isn't it? So, I could have waited, but hey oh. But look, I'm walking out all the way to there so Stella can have a paddle. And the other day when we were playing with the stones and they were chasing along, the tide was right up to just below, about 5-8 feet below that ridge. But look, it goes right out. As long as they don't come in really quick, I'll be doing a big run. But hey, Stella needs her paddle. And I've got to be honest, it's really, really cool here. Look at her. Because there's some seawater there, she's paddling it. She likes it. It's cooling her down, you see. And, oh, there's 2 people right at the top end. I was going to say we had the beach to ourselves. Not quite this time. Whew. Joe, I'm coming across that beach again. So soft. Hard walking. And it's hot and no breeze. I've just got a faintest of one up here. No midges though. Right. Goodbye, Sandwood Bay Beach. I think I've called it Sandy Wood Bay a couple of times. It is sandy. But that's not the correct name. Right, we've got 5 miles that way. And dogs can have a dunk in the locks. Right, we're nearly back to the car. Just at the end of the track, turn right and the car park's there. Lovely views again. the hamlet. 8 miles, just under. By the time we get a car, it'll probably be 8 miles. Worn out, tired, exhausted, shoulders hurt, hungry, thirsty, sweaty, need a shower, need a bath, need a shave. Oh, need everything. You name it, I need it. I'm sure the dogs feel the same. So, I'm going to end it here. As always, please excuse the wind noise in some of the video, but I want you to get the raw feeling. I know I could have put music, I could have dubbed it, I could have silenced it, but I want you to get the real feel. It's about the real experience. Thanks for all those new followers. Thanks for those people who have been following all along. I know these videos are not the most professional, but as I say, I'm just trying to make them helpful to other people and to show what we get up to. The stars are the dogs, the tick magnets, and yeah, tick magnets. And just hope others follow, bring their dogs with them, experience life. And as I say, thank you everyone for your comments and your support. And it's bye from us, an exhausted threesome. I've probably got sunburn, I ache all over, but I loved every second of it. So everyone, it's goodbye from us. And as I say, don't forget, live the dream.